Welcome back to Great Tastes of Manitoba. Meet me at the table tonight. Manitoba Pork, of course, Susan Reese is here. Aaron Alblas, Manitoba Liquor Mart. We're going to do your beverage pairings in a sec. Can't wait to see what you did with that. Susan, one more time, our recipes tonight.
Sure. We started off with our zesty Greek back ribs. Beautiful flavors of the Greek islands. We gave them an extra hit of lemon zest and some sea salt, which just took them right over the top. Our second recipe was our island pork loin, our center cut pork roast with aromatic spices from the Caribbean, paired that with a nice refreshing Caribbean salsa. And then we finished off with a savory pork and ham terrine, a fantastic addition to our showstopper charcuterie board. Gather some friends, pop the champagne, enjoy.
The recipes for this show and the complete series of Great Tastes are available on the GreatTastesMB.ca website. And one recipe from today's show will be in the classified section of the Winnipeg Free Press.
Well, Susan, we do champagne. I don't see that happening here.
Yeah, well, Susan's not too far off when she's describing the recipe for the charcuterie. Sparkling wine works very well with things that are salty, but you know what else works well with things that are salty?
Beer.
Beer. So with the three recipes that Susan put together, we have a flight of beer here. Choosing to kind of go a little bit with the flavors she put together. So beer pairs very well with pork. Beer pairs very well with protein in general. You've got the pork ribs, right? There's some finishing with some citrus rind with the lemon zest. What we have is Belgian Moon wit beer. Wit beer is a style made with wheat. You can tell it's got an orange hue and it's also cloudy, it's unfiltered. But there's orange peel in the brewing process of this beer, should really pair well with the ribs. Moving on to the pork loin with the Caribbean salsa, what we have is Lagunitas IPA. IPA stands for India Pale Ale. We've talked about this before. It's a hoppy beer. Now, hoppy doesn't always mean bitter. There will always be perceived bitterness, but hops actually have a nice tropical fruit citrus note to them, really playing off the salsa and the cumin. Then finishing off, not quite the champagne style that Susan would expect, but we actually have a multi-style pale ale called Granville Island English Bay Pale Ale. Very balanced beer. You have different meat on the charcuterie, including the terrine. It won't hurt any of those. It's going to pair very well with quite a bit of what's on the board, including if you chose to add other accompaniments that are salty like olives. Little malty, some sweetness, not too bitter. It's really a crowd-pleasing beer, even though you can see that it has a little bit more color than what you would expect.
Okay, beer, champagne. I mean, really, whatever it is that you want to do.
We're in the right place.
Yeah. You know, we're going to let you have that. Manitoba Liquor Marts, of course. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Try the terrine and let us know how it goes. Any of our recipes, of course, we love your feedback. Love to hear how you enjoyed the recipes, how they came together for you. Find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. And, of course, GreatTastesMB.ca. We look so forward to being with you every Saturday night, and we'll see you next week right here on Great Tastes of Manitoba.
Great Tastes of Manitoba is presented by Manitoba Liquor Mart. Great Tastes is brought to you by GreatTastesMB.ca. Local farms, local foods. Great Taste is sponsored by the Government of Canada and Manitoba Agriculture through the Canadian Agricultural Partnership. Promotional consideration is provided by the Winnipeg Free Press. We're there for you. Des Daniels Wardrobe provided by Loca Boutique. Great Taste is produced in cooperation with participating Manitoba Commodities, Manitoba Agriculture, and Manitoba Liquor Mart. Great Taste is produced by Frank Digital.